The nominations for the 94th Academy Awards came out earlier this week, revealed by Tracee Ellis Ross and frequent TCL guest Leslie Jordan. There were surprises, snubs, and maybe the wrong Encanto song on the list. Joining us via Zoom to break it all down from the website Paul's Trips to the Movies, we welcome back Paul McGuire-Grimes. Paul, meet Kent Herbeck. Meet Paul.
Kent, it is great
nice
seeing
to see
you
you
again.
Nice to meet you.
This is good. We could have done baseball movies since Kent is here, but we got to talk Oscars next time.
Tis the season.
There's a long list. Okay, so give us kind of the general reactions, like some of the things that sort of pop about the movies that got big nominations and et cetera.
Yeah. So a new Netflix movie called The Power of the Dog led the pack with 12 nominations for Best Picture, Best Director for Jane Campion, and then its four main actors, Benedict Cumberbatch, Kirsten Dunst, Jesse Plemons, and Kodi Smit-McPhee also won. And this is a really phenomenal, thought-provoking Western I highly recommend. I think we may actually see it win Best Picture. I think Jane Campion has a real good shot at winning Best Director. And Kodi Smit-McPhee, he's a really young actor in this, and he, I think, is going to win Best Supporting Actor. But they've got some competition in the Best Picture race, I think. West Side Story is a good crowd pleaser, same with Belfast. Both of those movies got 7 nominations. And then Dune, one of my favorite movies of the year was Dune. That got 10 nominations. And I think it's going to do really well in a lot of the tech categories.
Listen, The Power of the Dog, Kent Herbeck, this is the one that you saw?
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the argument about some that are nominated for Best Picture is that, like, critics can love some of these, like, you know, artsy, heady movies, and then you got Kent Herbeck who's making a real frowny face when you were talking about this film.
I had a hard time figuring out what was going on until the thing was over.
Right. I mean, it's a slow burn. And this is a role that you've never seen from Benedict Cumberbatch before. And a lot of it lives kind of like in the pauses, in the stares, in these kind of gritty relationships. And you learn a lot about Benedict's character that you didn't really see coming. And that's kind of where the like personal conflict comes into play in this movie.
Yeah,
but again, very artsy, very gorgeous, beautiful
dialogue
movie. A great score.
Dialogue was very minimal.
There's just like a lot of looking at each other?
Well, they walked by and, hi, fatty. We'll call one guy fatty in there or something, I think.
I know.
I could have played that part.
That's the tough thing about, I mean, some of these movies are really not crowd pleasers, and I think there needs to be a little bit more of like a collaboration between understanding what audiences really like and then what are great movies, Paul. But that's a discussion for another day.
Yep.
The Best Actress race is really heating up.
This is like one of the best races to kind of keep your eyes on because Kristen Stewart got a nomination for her role as Princess Diana in the movie Spencer, but who did not get a nomination was Lady Gaga for House of Gucci. Many people thought that she would score a nomination. She's basically been nominated for every other award ceremony this year. So, and Kristen Stewart did not get the SAG nomination, the Screen Actors Guild. So a lot of people thought, oh, there goes her Oscar chances. But she's back in the race, and it's a very crowded category. She's going up against Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos, Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers, and Olivia Colman for a Netflix movie called The Lost Daughter. So I think this really could come down between if you're voting for Kristen Stewart, Princess Diana, if you're going to go for Lucille Ball, if you're going to go for Tammy Faye, a lot of these really great actresses playing these complicated, you know, widely known women. It's an incredible category this year.
All those movies I got to see.
Sounds like Hall of Fame voting and stuff like that. Everybody's.
It's very
How come this guy? How come not that guy?
No kidding.
How come this actress not that?
So we got to talk about Encanto too. I was just telling Kent in the break that if you haven't seen it, and even if you don't have like little kids, I think it is such a great movie and it's so worth watching. And the music is incredible, and that's the topic of the Oscars with this movie.
It really is. So the music is by, of course, Lin-Manuel Miranda. The movie Encanto is now on Disney+. You will not get sick of it, that's for sure. The big hit song out of the movie is We Don't Talk About Bruno. It's become this Billboard hit, but that is actually not the song that was nominated. The song that was nominated is a song called Dos Oruguitas, and the reason for that is because Disney did not submit We Don't Talk About Bruno for a Best Song consideration. So what Disney had to do was basically submit all their nominations before Encanto even came out. So they had no idea that We Don't Talk About Bruno was going to be this big hit. So they kind of like threw their eggs in the wrong basket for this song. But if Lin-Manuel Miranda wins, he would then earn an EGOT status to already go along with the fact that he has a Kennedy Center honors, he has a Pulitzer, he's got the MacArthur Genius Grant. I mean, he can do no wrong. He can do everything.
That's amazing. And that EGOT is the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony, which is, of course, so coveted. He would be the 17th person in history to do that. Fun party quiz to find out who the other 16 are.
No clue.
John Legend, Whoopi Goldberg, Rita Moreno.
Okay.
just to name a few.
If he's at the party, he's going to win the game.
Don't
Paul will
invite
win the
him.
game. Yeah, that's it. Okay. We got a minute left, Paul, so I want to bust through, though. You know, if you had to recommend, people have limited time, and you haven't seen any movies, or you've only seen a couple, what are the top 5 that you want people to see before the Oscars air?
Yeah, I always try to see the movies with the most nominations. That way you can kind of crank out a lot of categories and a lot of different kinds of movies. So, of course, number 1, The Power of the Dog. It may not be your thing, but at least you're going to give it a try. And you could say, hey, I saw Best Picture winner. Again, it could win Best Picture, Director, Supporting Actor. But if you're thinking, I want something a little bit more crowd-pleasing, something I may know a little bit better, my second one that I'm going to recommend is West Side Story. I mean, I was blown away by this new version, this new adaptation by Steven Spielberg. Again, it's up for Best Picture, Best Director for Steven Spielberg. And I think that Ariana DeBose will win Best Supporting Actress, you know, for playing Anita, the role that Rita Moreno won the Oscar for many years ago for the first West Side Story. So that's number 2. That will be coming to Disney Plus on March 2nd. So kind of keep that on your calendar. I would say for number 3, watch Dune, because I think it's going to sweep a lot of the tech categories. So again, another stunning movie to look at. I hope that Hans Zimmer wins Best Score. If you want another crowd pleaser, I would say that for number 4, I would say King Richard.
Oh, yeah, I want to see this.
This is the movie about Venus and Serena Williams' dad, played by Will Smith. And there's a lot of buzz right now for him to win that Best Actor Oscar, because it's kind of like I don't want to say a career, you know, lifetime achievement Oscar, but he's done such great work throughout his career that I think we could see him winning this. And number 5 is this Japanese movie called Drive My Car. It's also up for Best Picture, Best Director, Best International Feature Film as well. And I think it's going to win Best International Feature Film.
Paul, thank you so much. Visit Paul's
Thank you.
website. It's paulstriptothemovies.com for updates on movies and streaming services. And TCL's Movie Trip is brought to you by Muska Lighting. Visit one of Muska's showrooms there in Roseville or Eden Prairie. They can help you find the right light fixture for your space that's both beautiful and functional. We got more TCL coming up next. Thanks to Muska Lighting for sponsoring TCL's Movie Trip. Replace old and dated fixtures with a new light and change the look and feel of your home. Our mudroom fixture from Muska Lighting is a total showstopper. We get compliments from everyone who walks through the door. Talk to the experts at Muska Lighting in Roseville and Eden Prairie for help finding the perfect light for you.